So when it comes to networking, a year ago we were doing almost all of our networking offline with some supplemental social media to add to it. And then all of a sudden we're doing all of our networking online. And what's the difference and how do we do it well? And that's what we're going to explore today. Hi, I'm Tiffanie Kellog, and the question we're going to discuss on today's Facebook Live is, what are the best ways to network online and offline? And what we're going to cover is three things essentially. The first, we're going to explore the differences as well as the similarities between online and offline. Then we're going to talk about how do you best do both. And we're going to look at not only how do we attend a networking event, we're going to talk about how do we have referral partner meetings or one-to-ones, both in person and online. And then lastly, what we're going to cover is one easy technique that you can do, whether it's in person, whether it's online, that is guaranteed to get you referrals. So if you're excited about referrals, you're in the right place. If you want to get more out of your networking, you're in the right place. So as I mentioned, we're going to start off with this conversation about similarities and differences between online and offline. And so when it comes to how are they different, easy, spelling. To me, we've got online networking where we're at the computer or on our phones. We've got offline networking where we're in person. And really, there's not that much of a difference if we're approaching it in the right way. And to me, I think that's crucial. A lot of times when thinking about networking, especially those in-person networking events, and I know I was guilty of this back in 2005 when I started networking. My goal was like, ooh, networking event, I want to go to that event and sell and get some clients. Here's the thing though, networking is not net selling. If we think about it, how many people go to networking events looking to buy? Very few. Though a lot of people go to networking events looking to sell. We call that the networking disconnect. So we've got to remember and honor that a networking event to me is about creating relationships. And when I go to a networking event, and this could be online or offline, my goal is to book a meeting from the meeting. So my intention when I'm networking is to figure out, okay, who are these people? How do I find them? How do I find the right people, whether it's prospects or potential referral sources? So I'm going to tell you how networking is like dating in a couple of minutes, and that will kind of reinforce. Now, the beautiful thing, whether you're online or offline, the goal is let's help build some relationships, because referrals can only come out of relationships. So we want to make those relationships happen, and we want to build that know, like, and trust. And we get the opportunity to do that. I will say it's a little different in person versus online. I get it. It gives you an opportunity, though I think if we can be focused with our efforts on the online, we can create results that are similar to what we did in the offline world. And I get that there's disadvantages to both. When we got to go to the in-person networking, we could have one-on-one conversations, small talk, get to know each other on a personal level. Whereas when we're doing the online networking events, very rarely do we get to have that kind of casual conversation. It's usually much more focused on like, here's the structure of the event. And so it doesn't have that kind of free-for-all, which for some people, that's actually one of the advantages of being able to network online, is there is that structure. Now, one of the things that I like about the online networking versus offline is I'm not spending as much time in my car by a ton. I'm not thinking about where is it going to be, where do I have to park, where do I go, how early do I need to get there. And it takes me less time because I don't have that drive time and that ramp up. And so that, to me, that is kind of the advantage of the online. Now, the getting to have those conversations, being distracted, sometimes people are online, but we can tell when you're reading your email. We can tell when you're playing on your phone. So why do you do it? Like, let's be present. If we're going to be at the event, let's be at the event. So they are different. They are very similar, though. Our goal is to build relationships by booking a meeting from the meeting. So what are the best ways to network? That's why we're here. How do we best network online and offline? And so I want to look at it in three different areas. So one is if we're doing a networking event. One is if we're having a one-on-one meeting or a referral partner meeting. And then the third is going to be if we're utilizing social media. because I do think we can develop some relationships via social media. Can we do it all via social media? Maybe, maybe not. So when we talk about going to a networking event, and this could be online or offline, what we want to do, number one, is prior to the event, well, we want to pick the right event, and then I recommend setting a goal. Whether it's the number of prospects that you want to meet, the number of referral sources that you want to meet, how many people do you want to reconnect with, how many introductions do you want to make on your fellow network members' behalf. You can create those goals. And so instead of just saying, I'm going to a networking event, let's see what happens, we actually create some intention. We're like, okay, here is what we're trying to do. Here is what we are trying to make happen. Think of it like speed dating. So I think most people are familiar with speed dating, though I have to say I'm so glad that I've been, I think 16 years was my anniversary this year. I dated pre all this world. I was in college when I met my husband, so I haven't had to do some of that stuff, but I've seen it on TV. And if we think about speed dating, we go and let's meet dozens and dozens of people, though the intention is not let me then form relationships with these dozens and dozens of people. The intention is, okay, I've met these folks, who are the right ones? And so as I mentioned earlier, the goal when networking is to book a meeting from a meeting. And so when we go, think of it like speed dating. Who are the people here that have potential, whether they're referral sources or prospects? Let me treat this like an interview. And I think interview is kind of a good way to look at it because it's at the beginning of the relationship or the building of the relationship. When it comes to the know, like, and trust, I typically find we can't build the trust just seeing people at a networking event. Again, it doesn't matter if it's online or offline. We're going to have to get together outside of the event and do what I like to call an RPM, a referral partner meeting, because we're going to rev up the relationship. Some people call this a one-on-one. And this could be 30 minutes or an hour. It could be let's get together and have a cup of coffee, have a beer, or we're going to do it via Zoom. You can do them on the phone, but I really like having, at least in Zoom, I can see you a little bit. And this is when we get the opportunity to focus on the individual and building that relationship. I get to share about my business, you get to share about your business, and we brainstorm, all right, how can we help each other out? Who are potential prospects that we know that we could introduce you to? Who are potential referral sources? How can I help you on social media? How can I help you on YouTube? Can I get you a podcast interview? Can I book you a speaking engagement? Can I write a recommendation or a review for you on social media? I think there's so much that we can do, but it's really important to have those one-on-one conversations. If we think about it, if we're dating somebody, don't we get the opportunity to get to know each other much better if it's a one-on-one date, just the two of you versus a group date? I'm not going to say there's not fun in having the group setting, but I think if we're really working on developing those relationships, which we are to get the referrals, that is very powerful for us to have those conversations. Now, when it comes to this referral partner meeting and we're meeting one-to-one with our referral source, I have a laundry list of things that we could chat about, but the top two, I'll give you a bonus third, but the top two on my list are your ECC and testimonials. So your ECC is your emotionally charged connection. This is your story or why you do what you do. I think it is so powerful to share this component, and I will put a link in the conversation below to say here's an example of an ECC if you're first hearing about it. I think this is a powerful thing to share because it's how you can inspire your referral sources to want to help you, and it will help the prospects that they're referring to you really want to connect with you. The second thing that I like to share is what are your success stories or your testimonials. Now, for those of you in professions, doctors, attorneys, where there's legalities or HIPAA or those things, don't share the private information. Don't get in trouble. Just share, here's what you've been able to create for your clients. I think that is another piece that your referral sources can use to help refer you, and it shows what an amazing job that you do. Now, I did mention a bonus, a third, and that is going to be your funneling conversation. Though most people aren't familiar with the funneling conversation, it is in Incentives Ignite Your Business program, as well as my first book, The 4.5 Networking Mistakes. But it's a series of questions that I can give my referral sources so that they can be out there helping to generate me referrals. So, for example, I might say, hey, are you looking to grow your business? If the answer is yes, you're in my funnel, good. Then I ask, would referrals help you grow your business? And hopefully when you say yes, then I'll be like, oh, and would you like more referrals for your business? And then if you say yes, that lets me know that you're a good prospect. And so your funneling conversation is an easy way for people to be able to refer you. Now, that's what we're going to do if we're in a group or if we're one-to-one. I do believe, as I mentioned, that you can build some of your relationship online. Can you get from know, like to trust without ever actually speaking with somebody? I don't know. However, there are some things that we can do to help build that know, liking, and trusting. And number one, this is super simple, though so many people don't do it, is have a professional photo that looks like you. Okay, so one time I was looking and it was on LinkedIn, and the gal had a photo from Snapchat where she had like cat ears. Not a professional image for what she did in her profession. Now, if she was a groomer or a pet photographer, maybe I could understand that. But she wasn't, so it wasn't professional. And you want it to look like you. Just today, I was looking at somebody's picture to call and wish them a happy birthday, and I was trying to make sure the person that I saw was the right person whose birthday, and it's got to be a 20-year difference in the image. Whew. So please look like yourself and have it a professional photo, because people want to see your smiling face. People will see you over and over again, and the more they can see your image, the more they think that they know you. Now, when you're on social media, it is crucial not to be selling all the time. It is called social media, so it's not sell, sell, sell. It's personal, a little about my business. Personal, a little about my business. I like to talk about using horn tooting. And horn tooting is where you get to share something that's going positive in your world. And I think it's perfect for social media. So today I put a post out there. I'm super excited. Josh and Jan are actually joining us for the Ignite Your Business program starting in April. So I'm giving a little bit about my clients. I'm saying what's going on well. I could also post, oh, I'm super excited. I just got booked to do a Scale Your Business Summit in June. You're just telling us a little bit about your business without saying, and here's the link to sign up. Now, you can do that every once in a while, but I think the horn tooting gives you the opportunity to make that conversation to share. All right, sorry about the background noise. Hopefully that's not coming through too much. Hey, Rob, we can hear you. All right, now I promised a bonus technique that works both online and offline, and it has to do with asking for referrals. And most of us are going networking because we do want to get those referrals. And so when you ask, so I could be at a networking event talking to somebody one-on-one, I could be online at an event, or I could even post on my social media, I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? And I do recommend you use those words. I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? And then give a very specific referral request on whom exactly you're looking for. And we actually have another video that we share more in that detail, but I think it's really powerful. I'm expanding my business and I need your help. Who do you know who? It will give you the opportunity. It will give you the way to be able to get those referrals. Now, because most of us are networking to get referrals, that's why we go. If you want more referrals, I do have a program, 5 Steps to Referral Success. It is free. It's done over 5 weeks. You can sign up online at bit.ly/TK5, the number, and steps. So bit.ly/TK5 steps. And we get much more into detail, including a massive amount on how do you do that asking for referrals. That is step 5. After we've found the right partners, we've educated and motivate them, and then we can ask for those referrals. So we've talked about some of the best ways to network online and offline. It's really the same approach, just a slightly different way that we go about doing it. I look forward to seeing you next week for our next Facebook Live where we answer more questions. Happy Tuesday! Thank you so very much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe to get updates when we have new content coming out. And I love when you like and comment below. Let us know how you're going to use today's information.